At this point in World War II, the Axis are controlling the world. Germany and Italy and Japan have basically destroyed all of the Allies except England. England is the last one standing. They're the last person left in Western Europe outside of a couple neutral countries that weren't going to get involved. Their leader at the time was a guy named Winston Churchill. He was their prime minister, which, if you remember, is like their president. Germany's attack on England was called Operation Sea Lion. And what they planned on doing was not attacking with their navy, but attacking with their airplanes. And so that's what they did. They continued to bomb England and London especially for 57 nights. It was called the London Blitz. 57 straight nights of bombing destroyed much of the city, and it killed at least 15,000 people. People would move to the subways at night in order to sleep down there because it was safer underground than in an apartment or in a house, because you never knew with bombs. They would keep their lights off to lessen the chances that Germany would be able to see what they were bombing. Even though England was getting crushed, they wouldn't quit. And Winston Churchill gained a lot of respect in their country for really defending them as best he could. He said, we shall defend our island whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches, fight on the landings. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets, and we shall fight in the hills. He said we will never surrender. That's one of his most famous speeches, and he made it on June 4th, 1940. So he was basically saying we'll never ever give up our island. And they didn't. Even though they were getting crushed a lot, he never gave in to Germany. And Germany was stupid about this battle. Remember, they're controlling all of Europe at this point, minus England. And so they've really got England crippled, and instead of finishing them off, they let up, and they make what is probably their biggest mistake. Hitler decides to attack the Soviet Union, and it's called Operation Barbarossa. He wants the Soviet Union because they have great resources. He hates communism, and this goes against that Nazi-Soviet pact that we talked about yesterday, where they had a deal with the Soviet Union not to attack each other. Stalin was the leader of the Soviet Union at this time, but his purges had hurt leadership. Remember, the Great Purge had killed between 4 and 20 million people. When Germany attacks, Russia loses about 2.5 million people very quickly. Russia used the same tactic that they used against Napoleon. They retreated and destroyed everything. It was that scorched earth tactic. They burned all their crops, they destroyed their buildings, and winter comes and freezes and starves a lot of the German soldiers. One of the major battles in Operation Barbarossa was the Battle of Leningrad in 1941. The Germans encircled the city of Leningrad, and people were rationed to only 2 pieces of bread per day. They were so hungry that they stripped the wallpaper off the walls because it said it contained potato flour. They also boiled their briefcases, which was generally made out of some kind of skins, animal skins, and they boiled them and called them jellied meat. 1 million people died in the Battle of Leningrad when Germany had sieged it. The second major mistake that the Axis made was when they attacked the United States. Japan was upset because the United States stopped supplying them with materials that could be used for the war. They did not want the Axis to win, so they stopped giving or selling supplies to Japan. Japan was unhappy about that and attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. 19 ships in the United States fleet were sank, and 2,400 people were killed. The day afterwards, we declared that the day would live in infamy, and we declared war on the Axis powers. At the start, though, Japan did a really great job against the United States and took a bunch of our islands in the Pacific Ocean. So right off the bat, we were surprise attacked. We didn't understand what was going on, and then our islands were attacked in the Pacific, so we lost a lot really quickly. So right now, the Axis is dominating World War II. The only one surviving is England, barely. The United States is now in, and the Soviet Union is getting crushed by Germany.